Chances are if you're watching this video, you are most likely considering creating a YouTube channel or similar video content, but there is something holding you back. And my guess is that that something is that you are feeling awkward about being in front of the camera, or you're embarrassed, or you're scared. And you know what? This ends today. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 things that got me through this phase. And let's be clear, I still have awkward moments all the time. So I think the first roadblock here in all of the awkwardness is that you have to carry a conversation without someone else helping you along. And that can be a lot for your brain to wrap itself around, especially when you're trying to think about all of the stuff that you're supposed to remember for the video that you're doing. So to make things easier on myself, one thing that I discovered was if I got used to just speaking aloud on my own with no one speaking back to me, I had a much easier time once I sat down in front of the camera. So there's a couple of ways that you can get used to doing this. The first one, and you may have heard this back in my 5 fears video, is when you're driving in the car, when you're just going along, when you're by yourself, start speaking out loud. All of that internal monologue stuff that's going on in your head, like, oh geez, I can't remember where the next turn is. I think it's up ahead at McMillan, but I'm not sure. Instead of having that go on inside of your brain with no sound, let that come down to your mouth and just put it out loud. And getting used to speaking the things that come to your consciousness is going to make it so much easier later down the road, especially if you're going to try to do this stuff without a script. Now, if you want to kick it up a notch, I always find that I feel extra awkward when I'm doing something in the mirror. It's like if I'm watching myself, even though it's just me, it feels like there is someone else watching what I'm doing, which makes me feel just a little bit uncomfortable. So once you get used to doing this stuff when you're alone, when you know there's no one listening to you, go ahead and sit down in front of the mirror and start doing this again. And once you're completely comfortable watching yourself be awkward, and I urge you to purposely be awkward, I want you to recite out all of the lyrics to Baby Got Back.
Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt.
Anything that makes you just the littlest bit uncomfortable will do. And I promise you, when you finally sit down in front of your camera, you're gonna be feeling on top of the world. But remember, always look into that lens. When you look into that lens, whether that be on your camera, on your phone, on your GoPro, that means that you are making eye contact with your viewer. The next thing that helped me out a ton, have a plan. I'm not saying that you write out an entire script, but if you have just even the littlest bit of a plan of the direction you're going in, it's gonna keep you on target, and it's gonna make you feel so much less nervous. It's gonna cut out all of those awkward, like scripting out your video. Even just bullet pointing out the things that you are going to say is going to make you feel prepared. Ergo, you are going to feel less nervous, you're gonna feel more put together, and you are going to feel 100 times less awkward than you would be if you were just winging it. Okay, we're not done yet. There's just a couple more little bitty things, but if you're getting some good stuff out of this video, head on down to that like button and give me a thumbs up. And not only does that make me feel really great because I know that you like what I'm doing, but more importantly, those likes tell YouTube that what I'm creating is beneficial and that other people might want to watch it, and you're gonna help other beginner video creators just like yourself find my stuff. So, mucho apreciado. Let's continue. The third tip that I would like to impart upon you is this. If at any point you feel like you are being fake, if you don't sound like yourself, if hearing the way that you speak makes you feel awkward, I want you to take a second and I want you to close your eyes. Go ahead and close your eyes with me. You're gonna take a deep breath and you're going to imagine the face of your best friend. Your best friend out of all of your friends that you have the easiest time having conversations with. You know, things just flow with this person. And once you have that image of that person in your head, I want you to open your eyes And I want you to immediately say the thing that was sounding unnatural. And if you really got that image of that person in your head, it should feel so much better because you're imagining speaking to your friend Cynthia instead of speaking to Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Dave, this conversation can serve no purpose anymore. Goodbye.
Now, there's actually a fourth thing that is more important than any of the other things that I've shared with you thus far, but I don't really need to go super into it because really all it is just practice. I know you hate hearing that because your mom told you that you needed to practice the clarinet over and over again and it scarred you and you gave up band and you never want to touch a clarinet again. But you gotta practice because every time you get in front of the camera, you're gonna get more comfortable and every one of your videos is going to reflect that comfort that you now feel. And if you mess up, you can edit it out. So go ahead, mess up, get it all out of your system. And if you don't know how to edit, come to my free editing workshop. It's going to happen on this date. I haven't figured it out yet, so it's gonna flash on screen once I start editing this video. And it's gonna be at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I truly, truly hope that these tips helped you out. But if there's something else that's holding you back, something else that you just deeply, deeply need to know about before you start creating videos, let me know down in the comments. I love making these videos. They make me incredibly happy, but ultimately, I make them for you. So you tell me what you need, and I promise to accommodate. And if I don't know the answer, I will find somebody who does. So check back next week for the next video, and I will see you then. Thank you for watching.